Hmm. Hmm. Okay, we'll do again. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Up Om. Vang me manasi pratishthitam. Om Vang me manasi pratisthita mano me vachi pratishthitam aviravir mayedhi. वेदस्य म आणिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासिरनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 Harihi Om. Now, before we start, let us think. This world, what we experience manifold. Dvaitam. Dvaitam means many. And it is very difficult to understand what is Advaita. First, what we think it is impossible. Abhavana. First, we don't think about it. Because we are so engrossed in this world that we have no chance to think about it. Abhavana. Then what we think is viparit bhavana. It's opposing what reality is. Reality is one. Neha nanasti kinchana. Here there are not many. But we see many. We experience many. How can we deny this? So naturally this question comes. That is why we need to study again and again, so that realization comes that actually it is one, manifesting as many. So first is abhavana, we don't think about it. Second, even when we think, we say it is impossible. And we see what is opposing. And third is asambhavana, it is impossible. How this, so many people are there, so many trees and vehicles and whatnot, everything. And here scripture says, no, there is only one. It's impossible. Abhavana, viparit bhavana, asambhavana. And even then we are convinced that, but somehow it doesn't come to us. That's called vipratipatti. So to avoid all these doubts and impossibilities, we need to cultivate again and again. That is why, and it's, our teachers are such that they will not let us go. They'll hold by tuft like this, tuft, and make us understand. Only thing we need to have patience and perseverance. So with this word, now let us go forward. Now question comes, Yad Advaitam Srutam Srishte. This is, the non-dual reality as declared in the Shruti existed before creation, exists now, and will continue to exist in dissolution. And after illumination, Maya deludes the people in vain. Okay, now before we start this, once somebody asked Sri Ramakrishna, tell me in one sentence, give me knowledge in one sentence. So Sri Ramakrishna, what he did, he said, Brahman alone is real and all else are illusory. Conceive this. And saying this, he stopped talking. He became silent. God alone is real. All else are only temporary. What we see? What is truth? That is truth which never obliterated, never changes. See, even in our practice, what we do, if somebody says something now and then after 5 minutes or 5 hours, he changes his statement, we say, sorry, sir, this is not true. What you said this, you said this. So truth means without without deviation from what it exactly happened. So truth is that. If there is change, that is not true. But then what is that? Yes, it has no independent existence, but it can be on something which is permanent, which is non-changing. On that, it may appear. Say we can see vehicles flying on the road, so many vehicles, and we see only that. So many vehicles are flying. Why? How can we see? When we see against the road, which is not moving. Suppose two vehicles are flying on the same speed, then we see it is like together. The speed is the same, but when something is seen changing, invariably that means there is something which is not changing. See, I'm talking, this talk is all the time changing. But this must be based on something which is never changing. My thoughts changing, but those thoughts must be on something which never changes. So here, this is the point of view. The non-dual reality as declared in the Shruti existed before creation, exists now and will continue to exist in dissolution. And after liberation, Maya deludes the people in vain. That means Maya cannot delude. You see, it is like this. When a person is sleeping and in the sleep he dreams, after that he wakes up. When he wakes up, can the dream delude anymore? No. Similarly, because for him dream exists no more. Similarly, Maya cannot delude. Ye vadanti ityethat. Now next we go, doubt. Even the knowers who attribute the world to Maya are seen to be engaged in worldly pursuits. This is some, say, eating. You can see even Sri Ramakrishna ate something, breathed. So that means he's doing worldly things. So what is the use of realization? Therefore, if somebody suffering, a knower of Brahman is suffering, and also an ignorant person is suffering. So if this is the case, then what is the difference? The reply, no, he is not deluded as before. You see, when a person suffers, he suffers or she suffers more on the secondary. You see, it is like this. Yesterday, someone was talking to me. How can we forbear? So what happens? Some pain is there. So one thing is, say, bodily pain, but thinking about pain, oh, it is so painful. And all the time thinking about, oh, it is painful, it's unbearable, and this and that. That is more difficult. If one can understand that I am only an observer and pain is being experienced, but it cannot touch me. And I gave example. Yesterday also I had back pain. So I said, yes, I also have some back pain, but I'm just avoiding. See, it's not that uh, we are denying this, whatever pain that we exist, we experience. And Bhagavan said, Sri Krishna said, Anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajasumam. When a person embodies, then this suffering is a must. And suffering is not bad per se. When we have suffering, then only we have detachment. If we don't have suffering, we're not detached. We are attached with it. We want more and more. No pain, no gain, as they say. So when there is pain, that means we want to have a solution to go beyond pain. And that's why system is made like that. If you embody, pain is a must. But what you can do, you can detach from that pain. Because pain is also a mental modification. But you are the Purusha. So what you can do, as Sri Ramakrishna did, when Hari Maharaj went to him, so he said, oh, I am suffering so much. But Hari Maharaj said, but I see you are enjoying. Then he said, Shala dhore feleche. That means this rascal has caught me red-handed. So that means we can detach. Actually, we detach all the time. A person suffering from say, cancer, he also sleeps. And when he is sleeping, there is no pain. And sometimes he goes to deep sleep also. So what is the point? Point is, even the patients who are suffering so much, they also detach. Sometimes when we talk or divert our mind, then we feel less pain. So that means what? It is not the same to a realized person and an ignorant person. A realized person only witnesses, okay, this is happening, very good. And he knows that no suffering can touch me. What even he will not think about suffering. We think, oh, we are suffering, but he will not even know that there is suffering. As we come out from dream, and we don't worry about it. Sometimes it may be that still the heart is palpitating, but we know it is nothing. So, a realized soul is not suffering the way we are suffering. So here, this is the point. No, he is not deluded as before. Though he looks like he's behaving in the same way, he's eating, he's drinking, he's breathing, his eyelid are opening. And in the 5th chapter, Bhagavad Gita says, Naiva kinchit karomi iti yukta manyeta tattvavid. The knower of self knows that I am not doing anything. Though everything is happening. Naiva kinchit karometi yukta manyeta tattvavid. Pashchan, jigran, ashnan, gachan, swapan, swasan, pralapan, decision, unmission, nimission, rapi. So all these functions are happening. Even, what about realized soul? See, I am talking. At the same time, I can understand that I am not talking, it's happening. You are listening. Within you, some entity which is just watching this, whatever talk is going on. So it is not only for the knower, it is even for us. Now think about that person who has realized. For him, everything happens, but nothing happens. It's like this. On the screen, so many things are happening, but a screen is not attached with it. So for a screen, it's nothing. Similarly, when we are conscious, when we are aware, on that consciousness, all these experiences are floating. It's floating. It's not part of our existence. That is why in the second chapter, Bhagavan said in the Gita that karmanya karma yah paschet, not second part, later. Karmanya karma yah paschet, akarmani cha karma yah, sa buddhiman manusheshu sayukta krishna karma krit. He who sees while functioning is not functioning. Karmani akarma yah paschet. Akarmani cha karma cha. And when he's not doing, actually that's the real work. So he is the wisest person. And what the Gita started to Arjuna, he said that nothing can cut it. Asosya, that Nitya Sarvagata Sthanu Achalu Sanata. So the second chapter, this is eternal, Nitya, Sarvagata, all pervading. Achala, Achala means not moving, non-moving. Sanatana, it is eternal. So what is this self? Self never changes. Self never moves. It's all the time in the same place, same entity. But why we see this? Because we objectify ourselves. It is like this. We stand in front of a mirror and we see like things are happening. But actually what happens? We do, seeing that we find here. So this is the point here. No. The doubt was, even the knowers who attribute the world to Maya are seen to be engaged in worldly pursuit. So, what is the use of realization? Reply, no, he is not deluded as before. Because he has now woken up. He is no more dreaming. Now, next. The ignorant are convinced that the happiness and grief which the world and heaven offer are real. So ignorant people think this is real. Swami, how can you say it is not existing? I am feeling pain. It is existing. So they do not perceive non-duality, nor think it exists. The ignorant are convinced that the happiness and grief which the world and heaven offer are real. So they do not perceive non-duality, nor think it exists. But actually, when they experience this, same time they are also experiencing that conscious awareness. But they think that that is not there. Abhavana, in the beginning what I said, abhavana, viparit bhavana. We don't think about it. Even when we think the opposite. Opposite is real. This life is real. This suffering is real. This world is real. Whatever is happening in political sphere is real. So, but actually it is all a fiction. Anyway, it is clearly seen that the conviction of the knowers is opposed to the conviction of the ignorant. See, a person who is convinced that this is a dream-like. We are not saying dream. Dream-like. Why? in dream also it disappears, and this also disappears. Say, after this class we'll go away and we'll forget. So when we experience, we cannot deny. But when we are not experiencing, it does not happen. Even 3 scientists, they got Nobel Prize to say that this world does not exist. Yeah. They are free or fettered according to their conviction. So it is in mind. When mind is attached with this objective world, it is fettered, it is bound. But when it is detached, then it is not bound. It's like clutch. When clutch is attached with the gear, then the wheel runs. But you can lift the clutch, then the energy is not transferred. It's like that. So it is conviction. That is why to cultivate this conviction, we need to study again and again. We may repeat the same thing, but that gives a conviction. And conviction is also reality and realization. You know, I told my teacher, Maharaj, nothing is happening. So he said, can you go back home? I said, no, I cannot. Then he said, why? No, after studying, I have some intellectual conviction. Then he said, that is also realization. So, this conviction is to be cultivated. And that's why we need to study again and again. It's not it's like this. In Balmik, that ant hill, all of a sudden you see, oh, such a big ant hill. So it has not grown one day, gradually, one by one, and then it has become a big one. Similarly, the example is there that Anjana, when a person puts on ice, so gradually that reduces. Similarly, when we study, then we grow in conviction. If we don't study, whatever we have, that will go away. That's why we need to study again and again. So next, doubt. The non-dual reality is not directly perceptible. He said, an ordinary person, ask anyone, Swami, this is all theory. We see so many things, plants, animals, human being, and movable, non-movable. And you are saying, no, it's all temporary. We see it. How you deny it? So this doubt is there. The non-dual reality is not directly perceptible. But I gave example. When you see a car is running, means what? There is a road which is not moving. Okay, say, no, Swami, though road is not moving, sometimes road also moves. Then vehicle is in difficulty. And then this, you are saying road is not moving, but whole earth is moving. But against what? The space. Space is not moving. Okay, you say space also moves. Then there is something which is we cannot see, like a space. We have some idea because everything is in space. But there must be something which is existing on that the space is existing. Even in our consciousness. So it is directly perceivable. When we see things happening, that means by inference we understand something which is the basis of that happening. So it is directly perceptible, rather more directly. Why more? Because this is moving, this is going, trailing away, temporary. But that which is never moving, it's all the time within us. Even I am talking, these talks are happening. You are listening. This listening is happening. You are conscious. This consciousness is all the time there without moving. So it is directly perceptible. Who says it is not perceptible? On this, in and through this, we perceive everything. So it is more perceptible than anything else. So when doubt is there, the non-dual reality is not directly perceptible. Reply is, this is not so. For reality is self-evident in the form of consciousness. Now doubt comes again. It is not fully known. Okay, yes, I am aware that I am conscious, but I don't know fully. Agreed. Then the answer comes, is the world fully known to you? No. Even we don't know even a leaf, let alone leaf. We do not know even an atom. Let alone the atom. We do not know a particle. Even the string or quantum, we don't know anything. Rather, that knowledge is incomplete. This knowledge is within us all the time. We stand on that knowledge. Though it may be, as of now, because we do not give attention, it may not be fully known. But as we give attention, it is known. It is more than anything. Pratibodha viditam. I can experience something one day, today, and maybe after 5 days or 5 years. But this is all the time there, without break, without any change. So this is more perceptible than anything else. Now the next question comes. Both duality and non-duality are partially known. If from this partial experience you infer the truth of duality, why should you not perceive from same premise infer the truth of non-duality? See, we don't know this world. Okay, let me give you an example. It's a red rose. There is a red rose. What is this red? Red is only reflected color. Reflected color that comes and hits my retina, and then it transfers into nerve current that goes to my brain. See, everything is changed. That goes to my brain and is some wavelength. Wavelength comes and hits my retina. That also changed into nerve current, not the reality. Whatever impulse came, that changed into nerve current, then it goes to my brain and I recognize, oh, it is a red rose. Actually, we do not know what it is. It's my interpretation. You will say, no, it is not red, it's a purple. So, whatever we see, we cannot know anything. That is why it is unknown and unknowable. But what we are, we know all the time. So, when we do not know, but we presume that this world exists. We do not know this world, but we infer this world verily exists. Now the Siddhanti says, why not you infer similarly, though you have not known him, but it exists on the same ground. So both duality and non-duality are partially known. See, something suggestion is coming and I am presuming it is red rose. So if on that basis I am perceiving that it is a red rose, why not similarly, though you do not know yourself, but you have this conviction that yes, I am a perceiving. So this can be done. That's the point here. Why should you not, from same premises, infer the truth of non-duality? Now we go to the next. Now doubt. Okay, any question in between? Anyone can ask. So doubt is duality contradicts non-duality. Now A contradicts B, like day contradicts with night, right? If day is there, night cannot exist. Understood? So something contradicts, that means when that contradicts, that means it is not of the same character. So duality contradicts non-duality. We are talking, or the scripture is talking, teacher is talking about non-duality. But we see duality. And we know that what is duality is not non-duality. So two contradictions, I mean, the juxtaposition of contradictions. Duality cannot stand non-duality. And a non-duality similarly, vice versa. So duality contradicts non-duality. So when duality is seen, manifested everywhere, see, I see everywhere duality. So it is contradictory. How non-duality can exist when I see duality? How can you infer its opposite principle, non-duality? Akshay, is it clear? Say like day cannot stand night because it is contradictory. Or night cannot exist in present of day. So two opposing things. And you are saying that even if you see duality, but there is non-duality. Contradictory things. How it is possible? So when duality is seen, manifest everywhere, how can you infer its opposite principle? That is non-duality. How can you? Now, our consciousness does not contradict duality. See, when I'm aware, so I'm aware of myself, and in that awareness, other things also can float. So we are not opposed to it. So our consciousness does not contradict duality. So our position is stronger than yourself. For you, you are dualist. For you, you cannot stand. But for us, no problem. Maybe 1,000 kinds of things may happen. On the earth, there may be thousands, millions, and trillions of things. How does it matter? But if something is smaller, it cannot stand bigger thing. So your problem is with you.
Our perception of duality is happening within non-duality.
Right.
We don't.
Though we do not perceive, but happening is like duality is perceived in non-duality. Movement is perceived when something is not moving.
We see the duality, but we don't see that it's happening on non.
Yes, that's the point. Very good. Okay. So now, next.
বুঝলাম না মহারাজ।
Okay. Apni, it's a you. You see so many things. You perceive so many things. So sometimes mind is bit worried. Mind is sometimes happy, sometimes with doubt, or so many things you perceive. But you are one. I am not many. I can experience many. So for non-duality, duality is not a problem. But for dualists, unity is a, I mean, they don't admit, because they're so convinced in the sensory perception. So dualist may have problem, but non-dualist have no problem. Even it may be contradictory. So like screen, on the screen so many things happen. Screen has no problem. Sometimes it may look like it's on fire. Sometimes it's flooding. Screen has no problem. Similarly, this awareness consciousness, in our awareness consciousness, we experience so many things, but we are not disturbed. When we are one with that object, then we get disturbed.
Got it.
So study of the same truth, when we go on repeating this, then gives conviction. Then we can separate. Oh, this is only experience. Somebody said something and I am upset. But if I can separate myself, then I'll not be upset. Oh, it is only a word. So anyway, let's go forward. Now comes reply.
Mordred, can I clear up something?
Huh?
Can I clear up something?
Yes, please go ahead.
As you just said, somebody said something, but you don't get attached. What do you mean? That what the person is saying, you need to think that that's not true, or you need to think that whatever he's saying it's not me?
Okay, the perception. Say somebody did not wish you, and you thought, oh, I may thought, oh, see how haughty he is. He did not even wish me. Oh, I wished. So people have very, very small things, even they identify with that. And because we expect, our expectation gives us that suffering or attachment. And because of attachment, we suffer. So it is like this. Indriyasyarthe raga desho vyavasthito. Sense and sense objects have liking and disliking. It's ordained. Vyavasthito means it is ordained. We like something, we don't like something. We like joy, we don't like pain. So what happens? We always seek what is joy, whatever we like. But one should not be attached with it. Joy comes, one should see that it's coming. And similarly, when something suffering comes, that also he sees only it is a mental modification. That later it will come. Yada sarve pravidyante hridaya grantha sthiti. No, not this one. Yada sarve pramuchyate kama yesya hridhi sthita. So what happens when we get attached with it? Then we suffer. It is like this. When you are driving, your car gets stuck somewhere. Then you cannot move. So it should be touched on the ground, but it should be free. So that's the condition.
So, in
So,
your example, when you were saying that the person did not nod or did not say hi,
hmm,
so how are you supposed to
we expect,
uh,
we expect,
expect?
we say hi, then that person should also say hi. Or say, suppose he does not know what is going through my mind, and oh, see, he did not wish me. Or the person who did not wish, he had some other thoughts. But what happens, we expect. That's why Gita says, Tayor na vashmagachet to hyasya paripantino. Do not come under their sway, because it is against its real nature. To hyasya paripantino. So it is against it. That is why one should not come under the sway of attachment and aversion. So one should be like boat on water, but it is not capsized. Otherwise, what happens? More water in the boat, then it capsizes.
Mm.
So anyway, now
Okay, thank you. Mm.
we go forward. Reply. When then listen, duality is unreal and has no independent existence. So that's why duality will come and go. Dream will come and go, because it has no existence of its own. It may give some notion of experience, but it has no existence of its own, for it is a product of Maya. Now, Maya is not magic. Maya is a power. Mayam tu prakritim vidyan, mayinam tu maheshwara. See, we have also powers. A person is a cook. So cooking is the power of cook. A person is a driver. Driving is power of that person. So whatever we see happening, it's because of this power, Shakti. And Mayam, that Bhagavan said, Ajopi san abhyatma bhutanam ishwarapi san prakritim swam avashthabhya sambhavami atma mayaya. I create myself, though I am unborn, and I have no work. But still I create myself, controlling my Maya. Means controlling my powers. And it is inherent. So, then listen, duality is unreal and has no independent existence, for it is a product of Maya. So when duality is negated, what remains as reality is non-duality. So it's like this. Take a beaker and take a pencil. Pencil is straight. Put in the water, it looks tilted. Take it out, still it is straight. When we see through a media, that is the power of the media, it looks tilted. So we are to see the thing as reality, not through a means or through a media. Then we can see correctly. So when duality is negated, so what we have to do? We have to mentally negate. When we see our image in the mirror, we mentally negate that it does not exist. We find ourselves to shave. Or ladies, they put lipsticks. They don't put lipstick on the mirror. Because they seeing that, they find themselves. Similarly, seeing duality, we have to find that non-dual, which is the only reality. So when duality is negated, that what remains as reality is non-duality. Now comes this is achintya. The whole world is a product of the inscrutable Maya. Achintya. Sadasadhyam anirvachaniyam bhavarupam yatkinchit. And it is beyond our understanding how this happens. See, we can find when a beaker, if you put a pencil, it gets tilted. Why? Because it's a separate media. It has refracting power. What is that refracting power? We say it happens because its density and its less density. That's why this difference happens. But finding the cause of this, one should go beyond. We can find the cause of beaker and pencil, how it is happening, because we are separate. But if we are in the same domain, we cannot find the answer. That is why inscrutable. When we are dreaming, we cannot find solution why I am dreaming. Because I am in that domain. But when we come out, then the question does not come. When I am dreaming, I cannot ask question. And when I go out of dream, when I am awake, then I have no question about dream, why I was dreaming. So this is inscrutable. The whole world is a product of, because we are in the sphere of Maya, we cannot give a satisfactory answer from this standpoint. That is why it is inscrutable. The whole world is a product of the inscrutable Maya. Be convinced of this and know that the fundamental real principle is non-duality. Now, one can argue that this is also a concept. Yes, as of now it is concept. But if you follow, then you will see that this alone is real. And why we know that? Because those who have gone through this and they have analyzed, na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate satah, ubhayorapi drishtanto stanayas tattvadarshvi. Those who have knower of self, they have realized and they came down to explain this. Scriptures revealed this. That is why we know. Otherwise, there is no way. It's because of our gurus, because of our scriptures. We know that this, though it looks like non-dual, looks like everything is dual, but actually it is non-dual. Because of our teachers, because of our scriptures. Punaha. Now, again doubt. If the idea that duality is real occurs again and again, if the idea that duality is real occurs again and again in daily life, so every day we see, even we are talking about this, as soon as class will be over, then again we are there where we were. So this happens every day. Okay, reply. Repeatedly practice negating this erroneous idea of duality. What is the difficulty in doing so? When one cultivates, then one can go beyond this. At least conviction will come. This is true. This conviction will come. That is why we need to practice it again and again. We should practice again and again. And Brahma Sutra also says so. Yeah. Avritti asakrit upadeshat. Asakrit means once. Asakrit means again and again. Avritti means repeat. So many things we repeat. By repetition, gradually we get that conviction. Okay. We go to the next. Doubt. How long should one continue the practice? Yeah, that's a valid question. It should not be, rigorous and every day one has to do this. There should be some end. It's not like going round and round and round and round and nowhere achieving nothing. No. It is a trouble to continue. It is a trouble to continue the pursuit of unreal duality. You see, people like whatever is unreal, they are running after it. There is nobody asks the question, how long should I continue this? Every day get up in the morning and rat race starts in the morning and evening we are tired and we go to sleep again the next day. Nobody asks questions. But when a teacher or scripture says do it again and again, then you say, how long? Their question comes. So reply is, it is a trouble to continue the pursuit of unreal duality, not so is that of non-duality. Actually, this is teleological. See, even now, when we are talking, we can think about it. And it is within us. We need not go here and there. To make money, you have to go 1,000 places and do lots of things. But to achieve this here and now, all the time, it never leaves us. It is all the time there. And what we have to do, we have to remind this ourselves. But people, it's like this. A person was dying and his son was standing nearby. And he said, Father, say Ram. So father said, I cannot pronounce so long a name. Tell me something short. Ram, that he could say all those things that I cannot pronounce that long name. Ram only 2 syllables, Ram. But he did not say, but he said a long sentence. So whatever is easier and most close to us, or it's our real self, we find that is difficult. So how long one should continue this practice? Reply, it is a trouble to continue the pursuit of unreal duality. Not so is that of non-duality. For by the practice of non-duality, all miseries are destroyed. A great incentive. Yeah, what will you gain? Then you'll see it's only picture. Suffering is like a picture coming, going. So doubt again. But even after realization, I suffer from hunger and thirst. Reply, who denies it? See, when body, see, like when I say I suffer, that means this ego. And hunger and thirst, body idea. So till I have body idea, I have to suffer. But when I can withdraw from that, there is no suffering. So, but even after realization, I suffer from hunger and thirst. Reply. Who denies it? This suffering is in your egoity. Your ego. I am suffering. I am experiencing say pain. I am experiencing pain. So it is ego. But a time comes when this disappears. A product of duality. So what is egoity? A product of duality expressed in your use of I. So Sri Ramakrishna says very nice. Till you have that hamba, like that calf. Calf says hamba. So what? It has no end of its suffering. The first it would be yoked in a field to cultivate field, and then it will be killed, and then people would eat beef, and then the hide will be taken away and mercilessly beaten. But when from its entail, the carding machine is made, then come tuhu, you, thou. Then it ends. So Ramakrishna is wonderful. So, this egoity is the problem. Yes, we have identity with body mind, and that is the cause of our suffering. Now, let's go forward. Doubt. The sufferings may come to the immutable self because of identification with the body. Reply. Do not subject yourself to the identification which is due to mutual superimposition. What is mutual superimposition? Mutual superimposition means anyonya adhyas. So, if you bring two mirrors together, then the reflection of the mirror is reflected there, and again, this is for infinity. So, anyonya adhyas. So, when I come close to my ego, then the suffering of ego is transferred there. And that's suffering, as it were, transferred. Actually, it does not happen, but as it were, transferred. And then I said, oh, I'm suffering. And then suffering increases. So this way, ananyadhyas. So the superimposition which is due to the first impressions suddenly may occur because of beginningless association of jiva and avidya. So avidya is there. When we go to sleep, that avidya means ignorance, as the dream, that is inherent in this. So, reply. Then begin new impressions of non-duality by means of repeated discrimination of the truth. So it is there. That is why we need to study again and again. We need to contemplate again and again. We repeat the name of God again and again, so that we are one with Him. Then this duality, this egoity cannot touch us. So repetition again and again is the way. Vritti asakrit upadeshat. Okay. Oh, 8:40. Okay, we'll stop here. Okay, Akshay, any question?
Yes,
Go ahead.
like the knower of Brahman, he can feel physical suffering. So, can he feel mental suffering also?
No. It comes, but he does not identify with it. So you when you are awake, suppose you dreamt, the memory will come. memory of your dream will come, where say you had to appear in a exam, in an examination, and oh, you in your dream you were afraid, oh, what will happen, tomorrow is the examination and I have not studied well. And by that time you wake up, will it bother you? Though you have
No.
memory. Similarly, the knower of Brahman, when he is wide awake, he may perceive that things are happening, but he is not attached or one with those sufferings. Suffering cannot touch him anymore. Even he will even forget what suffering is. See, Sri Ramakrishna, an incarnation, or any incarnation, they come and they experience to find out what suffering is. You know, you remember the Akshay. Yeah, your name is also Akshay. As Sri Ramakrishna's nephew, Akshay. So Akshay was dying, and then he died. And Sri Ramakrishna saw that it's like a sword from the scabbard, no? What is that? The case, sheath, case. So a sword was taken out, the self was taken out from the body. He saw it and he clapped. Oh, oh, what a wonder. So after a few moments, then came the suffering. You know, what is pang of separation? So avatar experiences that to understand or to teach, oh, what suffering is. If they do not know what suffering is, how can they suggest something which is beyond suffering? So they experience out of their own will. It's like say DSC, Doctor of Science. He goes to a primary class. He'll not give a big lecture. Rather, he'll come down to that level of students and will speak a normal thing or whatever is understandable by that grade. So avatar comes, descends to that level, human level, to know and also to tell what is the way to go beyond this suffering. So, though they experience, but they are away from it. As the example I gave, when you are awake, your dream does not bother you anymore, like that. So they are not, they in reality, they don't suffer. Okay. We say our prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you very much.
Pranam.
Namaste, namaste. Hari Om. Yeah, when you hold the phone, you fix it. Otherwise, what happens? Hand moves. So attention is given there. You can put on some stable thing.
Okay.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaskar. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Huh?